Hello, it's French black metal time, metal noir, yes. Today I will tell you a little bit band called Ferriterium that recently came here for review, very fresh, released 17th of May. This is album full of French black metal, can you guess it? Now, I don't even try to pronounce it, so you just read it on the box below because my French rusty to say it a nice way. Never been a French speaker, as you know. But here it is, nevertheless, this very nice looking digipack. I'm gonna show it to you a little bit more in details. As you can see, very intricate images here, and even more so underneath the CD tray. Not your typical black and white, simple in design kind of a release, but very detailed, very nice, very pleasant to eye. And then we have also this booklet, which is even more filled with images and lyrics, unfortunately with a font that is barely readable. But at least you get the idea if and when you're gonna purchase or otherwise acquire this release, so you know what to expect, which is obviously the main reason for sort of a unbox before we talk about the music. Relatively unknown band. This band has not been very much covered any place, and I guess for obvious reasons it's really very new, but also it's not one of those, instantly ear-catching bands, because what in essence this album by Ferriterium is, it's melodic French black metal, as simple as that. Mind you, with fast tempo. Basically this covers all what there is to say about this album music-wise, because unfortunately so, this is basically an album that is carved from, one and the same stone. There's very little variation with these length tracks. They are just almost all the time giving this massive tempo, and then again lots of melodies, the only, the French can make. So if you're wondering what is French black metal, then you don't need to dive very deep into the scene. Just basically pick almost any French black metal, aside of those more on the raw or primitive side, that is of lap tempest, pedal guitar, and mutilation. But almost all the French black metal bands seem to have this sort of common melodic language which they are using to kind of compose all this music. And basically there's nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of hilarious even that it seems like they're going to the very same pattern. It also applies to many bands from French part of Canada, Quebec namely, which are creating this so-called French melodic stuff. So whether or not I'm gonna recommend this album to anybody, it totally depends whether you're not very much acquainted and whether you not like the kind of a French melodic black metal type, because it's kind of a divider. If you are kind of allergic or not just liking the kind of stuff, well, there is very few reasons why I would say get this album right away. But then again, if you are very much in love with that kind of a certain subgenre of black metal, then there's no reason for you to skip this one, because this is just tapping very deep into that vein, both good and bad. Like I said, there's not much diversity. All the songs are pretty much done with the same pattern. They are rather long, 6-8 minutes and all that stuff. Very melody driven all in all. So unlike so many dissonant bands of third wave, this is very riff driven, but it's more on the melodic side. Not so much, kind of a simple old school, but the melodic type. But also everything is just done with fast tempo almost all the way through. So once you've heard one song, you know what to expect from the rest of the album. So this is very easy just, to check out from the sample and figure out whether you're gonna like it. I know there are lots of people who are big fans of that, so like I said, it's gonna be a dividing thing. For me personally, I kind of like it, but I don't think it's a great album. It's decent, definitely easy to listen to, but did I got hooked with this album? No, unfortunately so. So, decent, nice album with French melodies. That's all you need to know about Ferriterium. Thank you for watching, and as always, should you have any comments or questions, put them on the comments box below and I'll get back to you. See ya.